So Afenyo Markin's NPP minority leader week die Nioma afa nani ase papa na press conference lead NPP minority in parliament against Sammy Gyamfi Goldbod eka or say IMF say about 1.7 billion Ghana cedis no abusuya ehon sensem bebre na yede abrem Sammy Gyamfi eba abonten ebe set the record straight or they expose Afenyo Markins or say oh no ombo kabia propaganda and sa Afenyo Markins nso no or you sue where the beer or say or a extortionist and Afenyo Markins into me emba bonten emba mbeyina no na we and Afenyo Markins ehwe baby a asem no ekeka kona the political career no eda ensu ani wanhwe no wampe baby amfa ne ti ansha the political career no eba ewiya ne sana we na Afenyo Markins ode acheopa ebre Sammy Gyamfi o kire say obesre no wa surrender ono ankasa confess say asem o kan ne de en de ninua panyin no mfomso kakra na wa anya ne checks ye inti no osre na apology ne de onfa enchen na Kevin Taylor aba bedwudwadwudam na de wa na Afenyo Markins apologize to Sammy Gyamfi no opese ode wonwan ya bet utie hawa na osibi communicate na apology na ode ma Sammy Gyamfi say obesere no oye very sorry say oba abonten a wan checking the fact ye a obekeka asansem ni nyina de eto ne so abusuya Kevin Taylor honsem about to amame yanko na yankonkotie ensem ekọ so ye ba ye de aka ebeto am so unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on the notification bell no so send be any update bia ye be drop no won so wonsa ewetumi aka bia ha gossip politics things na answer na be ko Ghana ha say open computer papa and a laptop papa na we use abura perosi computers and accessories ho and obenya laptop papa na we use the location enya ira kwan o Kumasi Buokrum Estates Eli Fre number na egu screen as na dey ba kwa de wo mne say ukra low budget no obema high quality laptop na we use ukra low budget to seek asem ewo forma memma oyemo enhyeso bowura perosi ho obema laptop papa yem bowura yens me ba e dey aka ebeto am so.
Now let's go into the issue time Afenyo Markin a call a good evening Ghana so endra me catch them Ghana for me catch them say the best thing Afenyo Markin obetumi aye and the things he does anytime he fucks up is to play the victim. Me catch them. Even when he went on Metro TV or on the MPP, another MPP member Kotinasino, the issue Nankasa Goldbod issue Afenyo Markin on TSC. He could not even make a case. He could not explicitly explain the issues for people to understand the reason why he is making that noise and attacking Sammy Gyamfi. On the Siano, MPP for West Stadium, I'm talking point at the moment say, I am Sammy Gyamfi also TSC position a winner, and this will attack Afenyo Markin and moi Afenyo Markin a show for me. Afenyo Markin, then Tosha Ogunahem or ya nan, wabo one dam. And Sammy Gyamfi attacked Afenyo Markin. Sammy Gyamfi the all rabies into a tuano sorry as Afenyo Markin. Then to her nan into Mamenko attacking and moi. You see, they have moved away from the substance. They have moved away from the report. Afenyo Markin had every opportunity to explain to Ghanaians reports why he is saying Goldbod and Abobisia Aboka. He could not do it. Into right now, so steady conversation. TV so Sammy Gyamfi muadie yema utumia. It is not about Sammy Gyamfi muadie. When I give power to somebody, na so oye adwuma na me de adwuma nam de ama no wetume deliver. Ekufuado wana ejimijimi omuadie nche Ekufuado. Sanko deliver ya nko bi anka ejimijimi no. Ana meboa Mahmoud ba omia wana e junkie che no, wana e comedian che no. Sanko deliver ya nke refi comedy no. So you need to understand. It is not about Sammy Gyamfi so na wenyini and I responded to Afenyo Markin. Sammy Gyamfi spoke on the matter and reacted to that Afenyo Markin statement. And so when study the MPP communicators, Oma Trako Momo, Mama Obianko ka report in Wasem. Right now, what you need to do is go and say Sammy Gyamfi does not respect. Now, if Sammy Gyamfi does not respect that, do I care? They may care about this. I question the books, Everything is intact. Auditor General who be that is what I care about. So muadia one problem. You people are foolish. Jimmy. You cannot make any state. Mummy uncle tie Afenyo Markin na mencha de muntie no. Endra okọ eye right wing for no Paul Adomochiri. Metines winya is Paul Adomochiri. Okọ tena ho no muntie no. He will that is what every narcissist does. Every criminal, every thief. What they do is they cause problems and they will come and cry foul. They will come and play the victim. Okọ tena Metro Endra no. Have you seen any of their communicators speak on Afenyo Markin's the submission on Metro TV? No, because it lacked substance. It lacked substance. They could not pick on the things he was saying. It did not have any evidence. So even at the time, almost so-called minority leader now say on the assembly now somehow they cannot speak around it because the guy is stupid. He doesn't understand the matter. It was a personal thing against Sammy Gyamfi. In terms of their you could not get any of their people say Afenyo Markin now broke the thing down. Now, per Afenyo Markin statement, they can say it. Because Afenyo Markin on so what he's going to do is he's playing the victim. So what's na Metro 99% he is the victim. They are insulting me. That guy is an actor. He's a blackmailer and a extortionist. Now muntie how confused he sounded. Listen to him.
Let me give you the breakdown. One, the government has given an impression that there is always an economic cost to implementing a policy. I agree that there is always an economic cost. The Goldbod itself, in responding to us, argued that their activities have helped stabilize the city. That is what they said. Yeah. That they've sold so much gold and that has helped stabilize the city. Now, by that expression, they are suggesting that Ghanaians should forget about the costs and look at the benefits. But what the IMF is saying, that upon analysis of the whole transaction, the whole policy, the gaps they find, the loopholes, the weakness in the policy itself, okay, makes them conclude that the losses are as a result of some other inefficiencies.
They mentioned some of
them. It's there. Yes, that's the list they provided.
Okay, take us through it.
Oh, again, right. So they said exchange rate losses from the spread between Forex Bureau rate paid to purchase gold and the city reference rate used for BOG accounting.
Yeah. What problem is that?
What they are basically,
So you the analysis, you take the money from BOG in cedis,
right?
Then you buy dollar rates from the gold people,
and then when they
say it's very expensive in the
right.
Okay, go on.
So they are saying that these accounting losses partly reflect valuation effect rather than economic costs. I just want to stay there and make some explanation. You see, they've always argued that there is always an economic cost, which I say I concede. That in implementing any policy,
like free SHS,
you would incur some costs. But the IMF is indicting that, questioning that position. Is indicting them by saying that these losses are not as a result of the economic cost that you want Ghanaians to believe. That yes, you are implementing, but at a cost. They are rather identifying that in the value chain of the transaction, certain challenges that you yourself, by way of your policy, you could not put in place to help you manage the whole program. The next point, the argument of the Goldbod chief executive is to the effect that these losses have nothing to do with Goldbod.
Yes, he makes that point.
Right. And that it's entirely the responsibility of Bank of Ghana. I would address both. One, it is factually inaccurate to argue that the losses are not attributable to Goldbod. Why do I say so? I draw my fortification from the report. In the report, the IMF says that losses accrued on gold trades are a combination of service and asset fees paid to gold. Let me give you the breakdown.
So, more MP before Amutie, no, what you say? More MP before Kwasia for Amutie leader, would leader, more, the kind of what you say. At the end of the day, he could not prove that economic cost is a loss. So, if he cannot prove that economic cost is a loss, then it means nobody can say Goldbod made a loss. On one case from the beginning, or admit say what we call economic cost, it's never a loss. But do you know what he's trying to do? Inside the economic cost, he is trying to infuse a loss in there. And that is in his own wisdom. He thinks because IMF said, because IMF is speaking in general terms about economic loss or cost. Now, if they speak in general about economic cost, it means that whatever was recorded during that activity, that policy implementation, there are things that are major, things that are minor. There are the major problems and minor problems. Now, if the World Bank or IMF identifies that the activities at the end of the day are all economic cost, you cannot go inside and say, because assaying, I think assaying is not part of the economic cost. Selling at this rate is no. It moves together. Now, what he is trying to do is he's trying to isolate things in the report that will suit his argument. Now, if you have agreed, say economic cost is not loss, then you cannot blame the Goldbod for making losses. All that you can look at is, did Goldbod make the loss? No. But they made profit, yes. And that is the profit they made. Now, your question should go to the World Bank, Bank of Ghana. Now, if you want to ask any questions about losses in the economic cost, it is Bank of Ghana that needs to answer the question. But why are you posing your question to the Goldbod? It is because the agenda is that let us try. Try ni to Sammy Gyamfi so na MPP muano kwa bonto kasi Sammy Gyamfi aboka. That is basic. That is what they are trying to do. Anything on one kasa or the brofon area no. But why accept to say there's economic cost in implementing a policy, then it means it is big. You cannot pick one thing and say this is the only thing that is the cost in implementing a policy. There are so many factors or activities that comes together to build an economic cost. Now you cannot go in there and take some out and say wait there and count away count. No, you don't do that. Now if at the end of the day economic cost does not tell you say Goldbod has made a loss, then the economic cost, you need to direct it to the Bank of Ghana. Why have they moved away from the Bank of Ghana? It is all about economic cost. What IMF said, the IMF, they don't sell our gold for us. The negotiation between Goldbod and IMF and Bank of Ghana, it is not the IMF who determines when gold should be bought and when gold should be sold. They don't determine that. They sit behind and watch activities and sometimes they assume. So IMF coming out to tell us, say, economic cost. Then you say, no, because say, oh, and it's what bank I got but about now why so wait Jimmy? That is the thing. And it's no kasa we no on one call for no could not pick anything to say, okay, we any assembly when they can't because they are trying to run away from Bank of Ghana. Afenyo Markin 10 million. He took the money. And then he will come and say, you didn't attempt. Oh, Obi didi matem JH Mensa Obwa. That is what he does. Odi Bonia. No akwashe chiri o say me ya akwa enkofo didi matem or your kromfo. Now listen to this thief again. They know kind. When
we say losses from a report like that, do we mean the IMF identified X amount of money went into the Goldbod, the domestic purchase program, and X amount of money came out, and the difference is 1.7 billion. Is that what it means?
They have summarized that in effect, the trading activity in the whole transaction value chain, and they've listed all the fees and charges,
I get
all of it combined to be.
But their starting point is a certain amount of money that was committed to this. Is that not their starting point?
No, that's not what they've said. They have rather given you a total amount of losses incurred, which amounted to $1.7 billion, equivalent of 22 billion.
What are they subtracting from to get the losses?
Obviously, if they look at your transaction.
So they see how much money you put in it.
And yes.
And how much money you got out of it. And the difference
is
this.
What the losses that
the
they
difference
have.
The loss. Okay, correct. I get that. So there's a clear loss on, you took 100 cedis into this project. You are bringing back 70 cedis. So there's a 30 cedi loss. Now, that loss, you are saying that as minority, you concede that a policy may have losses. But this particular loss, you are saying that has been attributed to, I don't think dereliction of duty, but attributed to certain things that were not.
It's policy failure.
Policy failure.
Because
so these losses are attributed largely to policy failure.
Not largely. If you say largely, it means that some.
Yeah, because you are conceding that there will be some
attributable
losses.
to policy failure.
Okay, and they are
that
pointing
is exactly,
to those places.
Yes. So let's read it again.
Right,
because
sometimes now we can go.
Right. So let's read it again. These accounting losses partly reflect valuation effect rather than economic costs. Now let me take you back.
Let's interrogate that. Valuation effect rather than.
Yes. Okay. So it's that line is giving effect to the explanatory notes that precedes it.
Yeah.
So I will go back to the point again. It says in 2025, the significant scaling up of the domestic gold purchase operations led to losses of over $1.7 billion, equivalent of 1.5% of GDP, almost entirely related to the gold for reserve purchases. All right? This amounted to a loss of 17% of the value of the gold sold by BOG. Then it goes further. Losses accrued on gold trades are a combination of service and asset fees paid to Goldbod. Let me stop there. And
Goldbod has been mentioned.
It's there. It's not me.
As being directly responsible for some parts of the loss.
With respect, Paul, it is not a minority. It is not Afenyo Markin. It's not Afenyo Markin targeting somebody. It is not Afenyo Markin with respect who.
You see, the funny thing, Paul is leading. He's giving him the lead. He still cannot understand. MPP for nakasa mutini kromontiasie. And this report was written by some 22-year-old college kid who works as an intern at the IMF. A whole minority leader is sitting on TV trying to understand that English. Yeah, Jimmy. You said gold sold by Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana did business with who? With Goldbod. Who raised the capital for Goldbod to do that business? Bank of Ghana. Who is the primary fundraiser? Bank of Ghana. Who sold the gold? Bank of Ghana. Who at the end of the day is the brain behind go buy and sell and bring back? Bank of Ghana. So why are we sitting here making it look like Bank of Ghana no onyeshi na yenim say Goldbod aboka? The question here is you have accepted that there's something called economic cost. How can Goldbod do business with Bank of Ghana and Goldbod for Bank of Ghana CKD? Now Bank of Ghana and Ankasa will keep quiet about it. Why are you not questioning Bank of Ghana? Because Bank of Ghana to their books are going to be checked. So if Bank of Ghana, their books are going to be checked, what stops them from telling you Goldbod stole their money or messed their money up? What is stopping Bank of Ghana? Because there's nothing there. And you yourself, you have admitted that there's something called economic cost. You were saying that you should not limit yourself. Economic cost is broad. So it does not matter how you define it. Send your economic cost, it covers a whole lot of things. It is like you mentioned Goldbod ding, a saying, and there. It all falls under economic cost. It's not because they mentioned Goldbod, because Bank of Ghana does not assay gold. They don't do a saying. It is Goldbod that does a saying. It is like cost way and a bar. If you are talking about Bank of Ghana or this Goldbod finished. Small boy be already by 25 or your intern. World IMF NHL report to win and Kwasiafo. There are two foolish men sitting there or say we didn't attempt. Then that is what he does. Afenyo Markin, he's dumb. And your noise no make it. When Sammy Gyamfi makes a submission, Afenyo Markin make a submission. Saturday or tonight with me, Sanka Sammy Gyamfi na to cheche banka Ghana libiati asiye. He's dumb. He doesn't want to understand the self. Wabong. Now, this is where he starts to play the victim. Now, watch this.
Today you are insulting Afenyo Markin, using unprintable words on my person, hiring social media people going to sit at studios of FM stations, TV stations, use vulgar language. The very thing that if you give them a snap, a Bible, a Quran to swear whether it is true, they cannot. They are saying it for politics. I won't question you. I won't say anything. I won't sue you. But bear in mind that that which you cherish melts. That one day, that is why in a noble society that I'm familiar with, it says that though distinctions amongst men exist to preserve subordination, ought no eminence of situation make you forget that we are brothers. For he who is placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel is equally entitled to our regard. As a time will come, the wisest of men knows not how soon, when all distinctions, save those of goodness and mercy, a virtue, shall cease, and death, the grand level of all human, I lost the line, shall reduce us to the same state. Now, today you are in office. If yesterday I misconducted myself and disrespected my friends in opposition, I wouldn't have the moral authority to call and say, bro, you are wrong. I honored them. I respected them. They know. Sometimes they can't say it publicly, but they know that Afenyo Markin respects brotherhood. I respect a code. I don't dishonor friendship. We are doing politics. I'm the minority leader. I will do my work. But in so doing, I have due regard for your office. So if you think today you have the power, abuse me, it's okay. I won't go to court. I won't say anything back. You can say that, oh, you undermining me and say whatever. J.H. Mensah went through worse. Che Mensah Bones went through worse. My brother are too forcing. Sometimes, I know who are mobile. Minority leader. It's not an easy office. Minority leader. Sometimes you can be lonely.
Let me tell you something. If you have done communication for long, he was just sending a message to Sammy Gyamfi and all the people who were talking about the crimes he has committed. He was just telling them ceasefire. That is all that he was doing there. Afenyo Markin blackmailed, tried to blackmail Sammy Gyamfi. They're not all your oku to a Smithsonian and Freemason. He was just sending a message across. You are not going to sue. Somebody say you are a blackmailer. Somebody say you are an extortionist. A minority leader in parliament. You are saying you are not going to sue. You are a criminal. All that he was doing, they're not all honor. He was basically sending a message. I've given up. Please, enough. I don't want the rest to come out. That is what he was doing. If you don't understand communication, it's an SOS call. Because the people are within it, this is not what they paid to watch. This is not what they were expecting from him. To go on TV and cry foul and say, Nipana, omoka sansemwin, omo shnapa, omuntmin budia. But one kasa obetuba budia. Who Afenyo Markin? You have murdered sleep and you will sleep no more. You have murdered sleep because you are greedy. And you are never going to sleep any longer. You will never sleep again. What he was doing there, he was just telling Sammy Gyamfi themselves, the people he extorted money from, that I am sorry. Oh, today, you will sue. Oh, today, beat me. Oh, today, why are you doing this? You have respected friendship and brotherhood. You. You respect friendship and brotherhood. You up in your market. Whoa. A traitor like you. You sit on Paul's show. That is why he was quick to go on Metro TV. Good evening, Ghana. So where's steady? Why you communication? And that is what he was doing. I won't say anything again. Sammy Gyamfi, your people are coming after me. I don't want anybody to do more expose on me. Whatever happened, let it stay there. I won't sue. They are saying you are an extortionist. You are a liar. You won't sue. They are saying that you are a thief. You blackmailed people. Oh, I won't sue. Today you are insulting me. When did I? No, he's calling for help. He is surrendering. He is surrendering. He is telling him, I am sorry. I bit more than I can chew. That is what he was doing there. But when you're smarter, you will never know. He went there to send a message that I know now you know what I did. I know that you are not a small fish. What I did, please, So Afenyo Markin was indirectly apologizing to Sammy Gyamfi on national television. He didn't want to do it because of his arrogance. He wanted to do it in a way MPP in Kwasi Afono will not understand. Listen to him very well. He was basically begging.
Today you are insulting Afenyo Markin, using unprintable words on my person, hiring social media people going to sit at studios of FM stations, TV stations, use vulgar language. The very thing that if you give them a snap, a Bible, a Quran to swear, whether it is true, they cannot. They are saying it for politics. I won't question you. I won't say anything. I won't sue you. But bear in mind that that which you cherish melts. That one day, that is why in a noble society that I'm familiar with, it says that though distinctions amongst men exist to preserve subordination, ought no eminence of situation make you forget that we are brothers. For he who is placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel is equally entitled to our regard. As a time will come, the wisest of men knows not how soon, when all distinctions, save those of goodness and mercy, a virtue, shall cease, and death, the grand level of all human, I lost the line, shall reduce us to the same state. Now, today you are in office. If yesterday I misconducted myself and disrespected my friends in opposition, I wouldn't have the moral authority to call and say, bro, you are wrong. I honored them. I respected them. They know. Sometimes they can't say it publicly, but they know that Afenyo Markin respects brotherhood. I respect
Abuofunu, you respect brotherhood. You are a liar. I want you to sue. Onyeni papa pebia or politics. Openro. Sakwawe. Openro namonro so. If you don't agree with him, obey withdraw kunwa to actually. Openro. This guy, or a very bad person. What he was doing there, he was telling Sammy Gyamfi, I am sorry. That is what he was doing. So I won't take kasa, now won't take communication, and you will never understand what he was doing. He was basically saying that unya nyakura unya no na mafomo kura enya bontene na wo seketema medaso na obi abomi bi. Minim se de me ye no enye. Na emom na menjene se wo beye de wa ye no efiri se kai wachi na unya ni unya. That is what he was saying. Me ye literature. I did communication. I understand what he's doing. He's sending a message across. With Jimmy too. He's just sending a message across. And then that for me, there me ye nya krampo asame, me that for me, memma what mentamfo entieti ami nkume. Na unua nya unua no no. Sama fumu kra na menim se bedrum pempensuo we a obejai esem ni nyina gu abontenema nipa egu menim ase. Na kai wuchi ebia enne de si ya wenya ho abotra o ma yetietia me no ochena ebi betuma esi na ebia me na me de me nan besi wo kon so na also tia ase se odo a me wo ma nipa nti me bu nipa. That is what he was doing there. Or pastor me chew na deja abeto abontene. This is communication. You might not understand, but I'll send a message. Ya chino wako gisika ya gune ni ase. Wa ferry or peso pepa ne tu obedwum na enso peso be yi ne to ho. That is what Afenyo Markin was doing. Listen to his lines very well. Way on kanokre.
Today you are insulting Afenyo Markin, using unprintable words on my person, hiring social media people going to sit at studios of FM stations, TV stations, use vulgar language. The very thing that if you give them a snap, a Bible, a Quran to swear, whether it is true, they cannot. They are saying it for politics. I won't question you. I won't say anything. I won't sue you. But bear in mind that that which you cherish melts. That one day, that is why in a noble society that I'm familiar with, it says that though distinctions amongst men exist to preserve subordination, ought no eminence of situation make you forget that we are brothers. For he who is placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel is equally entitled to our regard.
or say nipa or that forma yet and so sebio yajin se wo wu no ono so krampo no debi indaso ho sa na wo ka kire same de wa ma ye min wagu manim asi ye ye nuanom na menim se beduru hairi o so tie se ne me konsi forma me nyo bi a me ndo nipa na emom kai wonchi ade a eda wakoma so no won satumi hwere na emom bebedi bi nsemu a aya na wakai debi if you nipa ye pre asase ase ene ebeko. That is the grammar he was telling you. Or patch or kind of numu asem. Unim communication. Why do you know no? That is what he was doing. He's a liar. Yeah, Jim. Now I mentioned a story.
So abusia we ne ensema ekoso e political highway so the Alexander Afenyo Markins and I just say or apology ebre Sammy Gyamfi Kevin Taylor so ere ho nsem bebre ebre yebra mase Sammy Gyamfi ne kokoti sa ensem we ere mai aha gossip politics TV so